coming. Star Times Uganda Premier League, we will be talking about those ones. What about the biggest stories we have in the other parts of the world as far as sports concerned? English Premier League is final back. A very long moment. People had been waiting for it. It started yesterday, and Manchester City started it very well. Erling Haaland actually taking it from where he left last season. That's what I can tell you. With so many games that are coming over the weekend in the English Premier League, we are just some few minutes away for the game between Arsenal and Nottingham Forest, plus the other fixtures to be played in the English Premier League. Not only that league which has returned in Europe, the Spanish Primera Division, I can also confirm to you, is back. Yesterday we had 2 games on the card. We'll also be talking about how the games went, plus the other games to be played in Spanish Primera Division. What about the French League One? Paris Saint-Germain, they have a very big class tonight up against Lorient at the Principality, the Spangless Princess. Yesterday night, there was also one game in French League One, and the transfer wrangle between Chelsea and Liverpool as they are competing over the signature of the man Moise Caicedo from Brighton and Hove Albion. Yesterday morning, Liverpool took something over £111 million to see that they lured the signature of the Ecuadorian. That man was accepted by Brighton and Hove Albion, but the guy said his heart is to play for the Blues. How far is the issue? We'll also be discussing about that. The biggest of it is all about Harry Kane, already been confirmed as a player for the team of Bayern Munich. The last 2 weeks, the talk has all been about Harry Kane. Dembele also been confirmed by Paris Saint-Germain as their new player. What about Fred, the Brazilian, whom they signed from Shakhtar Donetsk? Yesterday, we discussed about this one. Is set to undergo medicals to the team of Fenerbahce, plus the other stories which I have not given in the highlights, just locked. We are very happy because the biggest one in Europe has already returned. I'm not alone, as I said. Today I am having Susie Linda sitting next to me. Good afternoon, Susie.
Good afternoon, Benson. It has been quite a while that I've been here, and our sweet viewers out there should say, we missed you. So I missed you, okay. I don't know if you missed me or looked for me, but news reaching me is that a few of you tried asking about me, especially my biggest fans down in Airfield around Giaco. Guys, big ups, and we love you so much for always following, and I should say we appreciate you so much for always keeping it West Nile TV, because we are here to light up the region for you. Like Benson has said earlier on, we saw a time show 2 to 3. Today is the weekend edition over. There is the we saw a time show. A lot of stories coming through. My people in Germany, a special shout outs to you down in Germany, and of course the whole Whistle Time team will be in your town during there is the drum games, I should say, and I can confirm to you that you'll get to wine and dine, I should say. You'll get to see Benson live on ground, you'll get to see Susie live on ground, you will also get to see there is Owen live on ground when the Fufa drum team visits. And then news reaching us is also that the Fufa drum team will be in Nebi for a friendly. So people in Nebi, I think that game is going to be tomorrow down there. We should all come through and support. There is the drum team together with our home team in Nebi. Tomorrow the drum team will attach that soil, and we'll wish the best side to win, because now all these sides are from there is a West Nile as such. And like you had said, the biggest being of course the English Premier League that actually gets to return, and I see a lot of excitement on men. They are very excited, by the way, and I'm seeing a lot of social media stories, letters being written to wives that you should pardon us, we're going to be coming home late, you should hand over the remote to us, and there a lot.
Did you receive one?
So mine normally I don't receive, but I know it's automatic because I am also a sportswoman. So that letter is basically not useful in our house because yeah, I also understand. Even if this guy comes home at 2 a.m., definitely I'll get up and open the door, because I also have to follow. At the end of the day, it's what puts food on my table. So I think that the men out there, as you go and watch these games, We know the games go at night, but please go there and only watch the games. At Wambe Corporate League is up and it's starting, and like Benson had given you a full breakdown of the agenda of whatever it is that we're going to discuss today. Arua Hill eventually gets to represent, there is Northern Uganda. This time it's not a West Nile affair, it's not an Arua City affair, it is a Northern affair, because Arua Hill Soccer Club is the only team that gets to represent the whole of Northern Uganda. There is Star Times Uganda Premier League. Dubaraka came home to FUFA Big League, Blacks Power came home to, there is a FUFA Big League to join in the likes of Calvary and all that. So we should come up front. I should say thanks and big ups to, there is the management of Arua Hill, especially I see Mr. Otelul, who has been pushing so hard to see that Arua Hill gets to play, and I should say we appreciate you so much, Otelul, wherever you're watching us from, big ups, and we go through in the local series.
Okay, let's start it here within the region. Actually, we started with the Twambe Cooperative League that is set to return. We had the first edition of it, which ended very well. It was big time computers that were emerged as the champions. This time, the second edition is getting underway. According to the report we have actually got on the ground, this tournament will kickstart on the 16th of next month, that's in September, and also the registration fee is 600,000 Ugandan shillings. And if you are outside there and you want to register for the tournament, you are welcome at the Twambe Arena. Of course, that's where games are taking place, and artificial turf. And in the first edition, we had so many teams. Business entities, we are there. The houses, we are there. West Nile TV was part of the team. You talk about the likes of Voice of Life. Arua One was there. Big Times Computer. You also talk about Makere Business School. The Mazes, the runners up after losing the final into the hands of Big Ups Computers. So the preparation is massive. The deadline for registration, of course, will be the 31st, the last day for this month, and the kickoff day is, as I said, the 16th of next month. I'm talking about the month of September. The first edition ended very well. This time, I'm expecting so many teams turning up in numbers for the second edition of Twambe Cooperative League.
I think this is going to be a very massive edition down at Twambe Health Club Arena, and I should say there are a lot of teams that are actually gearing up, and I see Twambe itself getting very ready, and this time around they get to say that the league is going to be very massive, because you know, always first time things they get to drag on, there are a lot of negativities and all that, weaknesses and all that, and especially the weaknesses that you get to register during there is the first time event holding actually get to gear you up to better the second one. So this time around we should expect a bigger and better Twambe Arena Corporate League. There is actually coming up, and we should be following closely to bring to you, of course, on Monday how many teams that have so far registered in for that very league. Remember the last season that was there, West Nile TV actually registered, and I should say we did go quite far. We were eliminated at the group stages. I don't know what happened. We had the whole team play. We had the whole team of West Nile TV play. We saw the likes of Benson. We saw the cameraman. There is a senior DAZN Pro. Did Jonah play, the producer? He played.
He was the coach together with Adele.
Okay. I was expecting a goal. I think who was the top scorer for West Nile TV?
Do you know what? That time we get the chance for the other team, Big Times Computers. That
which one is giving chance?
This time we are coming very strong. Trust me.
So how many goals are we going to expect from you, being the driver of a Whistle Time Show? I really want to be seeing our goals. We should expect this time around West Nile TV going very far. We don't want to be eliminated at there is other group stages. Maybe we will take up the excuse that you've just given us. We gave the chance to Big Time Computers, but based on that is a lie. I will not accept.
You know, there is one
because you guys didn't put up a spirited fight. just in group stages and you're out, or you needed time to cover the event, and that's why you had to put in some lousy play to move out so that you have time for the coverage.
You know, we had so many things to be handled. On the camera, the zone had to be there. At the same time, you need to also come and do analysis about
Zona need to do the links for live and all that.
So we had so many things. This time we are coming very strong. The rest of the teams, they will have to prepare.
Okay. Quite a genuine excuse, I should say, this time around. But we are going to see. And we should expect at least West Nile TV to go a little bit far, if not somehow. I don't know if the trophy is coming down to West Nile TV or something like that. But I should say this time around, whichever corporate company out there that is coming to register for Tuambe Corporate League, come fearing West Nile TV. This time around, we're not going to joke. We're going to be scoring goals for fun. We're going to be scoring goals for like running water. So come around to fear us. Moobs is also not an easy side though. But we don't fear any side. This time around, we're going in bigger and better, very rejuvenated. And finishing about the Tuambe Corporate League, as we also look into, there is the media game with, there is Hoka.
Hoka Designers.
Hoka Designers.
Yeah, yesterday we had a game. Unfortunately, it was not a win as usual on our side. It ended in a 1-1 tie. But all in all, we tried because it was not a defeat on our side.
How could you guys waste a penalty like that? Really?
You know,
media team?
Any person can waste a penalty. Lionel Messi, talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, the iconic players we have in here on the planet, they have ever spoiled penalties. But what I want to say is we saved ourselves by at least playing a draw. If it was a defeat, I know that the whole of the city was going to be worried about it.
I was seeing some drama somewhere, somehow, where I think one of the media guys put through a lot of tichafu that they were going to beat the Hoka guys and all that. And yesterday, as the game ended on a 1-1 draw, there were some rowdy women, I think, that were from Hoka that were looking for one of the media persons in front of him. It was funny. They were like, hey, you were putting in a lot of tichafu that you're going to beat us and all that. So you didn't beat us. We played the 1-1 draw and all that. We want to see so and so on. But the guy they were looking for was actually there, and those of Owen told them this guy has moved away and all that. It looked funny because how do you come and look for someone you don't know at the presence of the person? So a media team, I should say congratulations. That was a very big game. It was a spirited effort to there is the media side. I saw a lot of media personalities down there coming through to represent their side, and the game was massive. They tried much as halftime. Hoka guys outplayed them almost because Hoka came with too much morale. The players were very talented. The players had, I should say, over prepared for this game. We saw their fan base was huge. They were even able to carry music and music systems and all that. There was some little commentary of the game and done by one MC and all that. So I think I should say the media guys tried. They conceded first. They went down 1 goal, and then a penalty came through very early, which was wasted. It wasn't taken in so well. It was wasted, and then the penalty turned out to be a corner, which was also wasted as well. And then a goal came in through, and the game ended on a 1-1 there. Like you had just said, I was imagining if it was a defeat on media side, would we really be moving in town with, where would we be putting our heads?
But all in all, we saved ourselves. That is the word I can use. But just in a minute to summarize about the Tuambe Cooperative League that is coming on our way, as I said, which I want to repeat again to the teams that are very interested in doing the registration. As I said, the registration fee is 600,000 Ugandan shillings, and the deadline for registration will be on 31st of this month. And the league is set to kickstart on 16th of next month. I am actually talking about the month of September, and the year still remains 2023. Remember, the theme behind the tournament is that we are all playing to save life. Away from that story, This time we are turning our angle to another story. It's all about the saga of Arua Hill Sports Club. People had been thinking whether Arua Hill Sports Club is going to be playing in the upcoming of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. We can confirm to you, and our producer is actually doing a brilliant work to see that the letter is displayed on the screen, and you can keep on reading the letter as we give you the analysis of how things are transpiring at the camp of Arua Hill Sports Club. They have already been included in the forthcoming season of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. This one comes after their successful appeal to FUFA, and FUFA is saying for the other things they'll now sort it under a different cover, and at the same time they have given the permission for the club to register in the forthcoming of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League, because at least they have fulfilled the submission of some of the requirements required for a club to be registered. That's a good news. As you said, when you are giving the highlights of the show, a good one at least. This time, the fans, in fact, the West Nilers, all the Northerners, they can smile for this one. We are now having a club to represent the whole region in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League in the upcoming season.
I think quite a brilliant one. A letter coming in from there is a Federation of Uganda Football Association, I should say FUFA, and the letter is quite well displaced on the screens. A decision and appeal to the FUFA Club Licensing Appeals Committee on Arua Hill Soccer Club. Reference is made to your letter on the above subject, in which your club appealed the decision over the FUFA Club Licensing Committee, a first instance body. The FUFA Club Licensing Body Committee noted that your club had not fully submitted the minimum club licensing requirements. However, there was efforts done by the club to submit the requirements even after the FIB decision was made. Remember, the decision was that Arua Hill Soccer Club comes down to play FUFA Big League because they had not met in there is the FUFA regulations down there, the licensing issues to play in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. But then this body has set aside the decision over the FIB and Arua Hill Soccer Club on condition that the management and administration of the club undergoes mentorship programs organized by FUFA at the cost of the club. The Uganda Premier League Secretariat here in Kopi is advised to include the Arua Hill Soccer Club in the fixture for 2023-2024. The full judgment over this is communicated under the separate cover. Arua Hill being faced with a lot of challenges. I want us to look at the organization that actually they're supposed to come through over management at the cost of the club. Are you seeing them organize this at the cost of the club? Because one, the club is being faced with a lot of challenges because their plan is that they want to play outside a few games as they work on their pitch, their home ground in Barifa, which was vandalized. We ran that story several times, which was vandalized, meaning they'll have to work on that fence. I mean, the pitch quite anew, afresh. The perimeter fence, the outside fence, the gate, the dressing room, the pavilion roof, and all that, the toilets and all that. So that is quite a lot of money. Recently, I was on a one-on-one with there is Otelul, who said even the perimeter fence alone will cost them a lot of money. A lot of money is down there. But then I think this time around with the FUFA bringing in that, I think it's a direct penalty, a fine. Are you really seeing them are getting that money to organize whatever it is that FUFA is requiring of them at the expense of the club?
Like 2 days ago, we are discussing this one with Owen here in the studios. We say there are so many things Arua Hill Sports Club will need to handle at the moment, but the brilliant way they can do it is to see that they handle it one by one. Begin it with the huge one, and they will come and finish it with the other things which will take maybe small cost of money or else take small time. Like the issue of registering the club, to me, I looked at it as the biggest issue they needed to handle, which of course is, I can say, 70%, because if they say that the club can now be included in the fixtures of the upcoming season of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League, which means it's automatic they are going to play in the Premier League come next season, in the upcoming season rather. That one is already settled. Now the next thing is to see where they are going to play their game. Like you have said, for us, we don't pick our information anyhow. We picked our information from the right sources. Otelulu, this one came from his mouth. they will be playing the initial games at the Paridi Stadium, the home ground for Adjumant Town Council Football Club. This was a club that has been playing in the Star Times FIFA Big League last season before they were relegated to the West Nile Regional League. So at the start of the season, that's where they are going to start playing their home games as they keep on working on the issue of the stadium. I should say stadium, not only pitch, because there are so many things they will have to work on, as you say, the issue of the dressing room, plus so many other things. Now, the third thing, to me, I think they should work upon is the issue of signing players. Though Mr. Otenilu Vegas came up saying that so far they have already signed 4 players, the likes of Okumu Rogers from Onduparka Football Club. To me, those players are not enough. See, looking at the quality of the players that have already left the club, and at the same time the number of the players that have already left the club, more than 6 players, they have already confirmed their departure from Royal Hill Sports Club, and them only signing 4 players, I don't think will be enough to fill the gaps being left by those players. 3 big things I'm looking at Royal Hill to be handled at the moment. First one already been handled, the issue of the pitch already been handled. Now they have already started with the issue of signing players, which to me I think those players are not enough. So there are so many things, but all in all we should keep on pushing, and we are all behind the club as a West Nile. That's what I can say, a bit by a bit. They always say simple English, we always build a bundle a bit by a bit. So we are waiting to see each and everything that always transpires about a Royal Hill Sports Club. We are always here to give you the updates about them.
I think it's quite a very good one, and like your Delirin said, Royal Hill Soccer Club, and I should say apparently it's Otenilu Vegas that is actually doing most of our things at Royal Hill Soccer Club. And we should say we appreciate his efforts really to see to it that Royal Hill Soccer Club gets to represent Northern Region in there is a Star Times Union Premier League down there, and a very huge one for them. But traveling to Paridi and all that, the expenses are going to be quite much. And then home games, these guys are going to be needing accommodation, feeding, allowances, and all that. And then, okay. Paridi being in West Nile, trust me, their favorite fans are within Arua. Are we seeing the fans being transported every day, or at whose expense? Are the fans going to be transporting themselves? Much as you know the fans that Arua Hill has across the globe, I should say, it's going to be a little bit hard for them. We saw this affecting Onduparaka so much last season, as they were still playing in there is a UPL. The first 5 games that they played at Bombo affected them so much. It actually took them down the drain. That's why they are where they're playing today. There is big league, so it's quite a very big blow for there is a Royal Soccer Club. But being a Congolo as they are, I think they're going to push through this, and they really need our support out there. We should come up and support. There is a Royal Hill Soccer Club, and we should really give them all the support that they need.
Yeah, with that we have already come to the first half of the show. In fact, before we go for the break, there is also this update I need to give